What's up everyone and welcome to another Warframe video. As you've seen recently, I've been messing around with a crazy amount of Zaws. Removal of quick melee shook things up quite a bit with the more ranged style melee weapons like the staves and the polearms. However, I've been playing around with this one and honestly I think I have a new go-to ranged melee. The best thing about this too is something you've said to me in the comments on some of my videos, but this one requires no Plague Star parts, which means no waiting for that to come back at all. And we are not sacrificing anything by not having it too, which is amazing. So what parts will those be? Well, the strike is the Sepfahn, we've got the grip as the Stung, and then the link once again is the Vagi to Ruhang. This is going to come out with super high crit chance, really good crit damage, super high base damage at the cost of quite a bit of speed and status chance. The thing is that a lot of the problems with the speed are saved by the stance as well as Berserker. But the stance is actually where we run into quite a bit of problems, because, well, the stave stances kind of suck. They're all full of weird momentum slowers and just all-round wonky feeling attacks, all apart from one combo in one stance, and that's the Skyward Limb combo in the Clashing Forest stance. There's a couple of sweeps and a giant swirling attack that hits basically everything in a bubble around you, including flying drones and, well, just about everything. Has some really nice momentum to it too. But as you're going to see on the build in a second, we don't want to launch into any other combos because they are, I mean, to be perfectly honest, they aren't not really desirable. This means that we're actually going to use a completely unranked stance because it physically locks us out from accidentally doing these other combos, and it actually makes the weapon super consistent. Pretty handily, that actually leads us onto the build, straight damage with crit. No dual stats or anything, so no messing around with condition overload or anything like that. Getting that crit chance up with Sacrificial Steel and Blood Rush. We're using Naramon for our combo timer here. Berserker's on here for the all-important attack speed. Organ Shatter for crit damage, and then I've got 3 elementals on here. Prime Fever and Shocking for corrosive, and then we've got Molten Impact for heat. This is to give as much damage as possible onto our Arcane, which is in this case is Contagion, for some nice ranged group killing power. You could switch out that Molten Impact for the combo timer mods if you would like, or what I tend to do, which is going for a Riven. I've got a rather swag double crit minus impact Riven, which takes the weapon to another level. Although, as always, the footage is recorded with the build I'm showing here, so you can actually show how it performs without having a Riven on it. So naturally, what do I think of the weapon? Well, obviously I think it's amazing. I mean, what else would cause me to break my dislike of doing melee videos? I decided to do this one because I know a lot of people are a bit of a loss now that quick melee has forced people into using the stances on the longer ranged weapons and not liking them at all. Even I've been missing my long range pointed stick, my Plague Kripath polearm. I just cannot find any stance that I enjoy using, and that includes all the deranked ones. But this one suits my needs right down to the ground. Huge damage from swinging, fantastic mobility, that swirl. It's pretty easily controllable too, and not only will simply mow down, well, literally everything's in front of you, but also has some decent height to it as well, and that will take down pesky shield drones or arbitration drones or anything basically like that. It's a combo that on the face of it probably doesn't look that good. However, when you start using it, you'll find it's much easier to keep on target than it perhaps looks in the footage, and is effective and consistent at the same time. And that's only the actual business end of the weapon. That's not even taking into account the Exodia Contagion. You can hopefully see me using it to pretty good effect in the footage, where I double jump and throw the projectile at a group of enemies, killing them all. You just need to be incredibly careful with it, because it hurts you too. A lot. You might have seen me at one point removing about 7,000 of my own health on my Inaros, which is going to kill most frames without that amount of health. Just be very careful of hitting bits of environment around you, or, well, accidentally throwing it at your own feet like I managed to do. But it does do a really silly amount of damage, and is brilliant for taking out the arbitration drones. This Zaw has just about every upside and basically no downside at all. Great range, crazy damage, group killing power from both stance and contagion, great mobility at the expense of a bit lower speed, but that is a trade-off that is absolutely worth the time and investment into it, And I hope that if you decide to build it, that you did enjoy it as much as I have. So I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, feel free to like, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell to get notified of all my new content. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.